My next guest says this is just the beginning. I'm going to bring in now Luna Ventures Partners CEO Rob Luna. Rob, I mean, I look at this chart. Listen, obviously we've had a few times when it looked like they were going to come to life, but this is a bold move, the boldest yet. Maybe you get above that 200-day moving average. We're off to the races. You like it. How much upside do you see?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's about time for the small caps. I mean, these guys have been lagging for a long period of time. But look, I think it's just getting started. If you look at the major indexes, they're still way beyond the NASDAQ, way behind what's going on in the S&P. So, Charles, I think, look, if you look at the environment right now, we've got one of the best business environments we've had in decades. We know the Fed's going to start lowering interest rates. And what does that mean? It means it's time for small cap stocks. So this doesn't really surprise me. What surprises me, it's taken so long. I thought this would have happened a little bit earlier this year, but these names are on fire right now.
Yeah, again, we had a little bit of a move in July. We had a little bit of a move in June. But again, they fizzled out quickly. All right, so you say low rates is a critical part of this, and also no recession, right? I mean, the economy's got to continue to be somewhat strong.
Yeah, you look at the GDP this morning, better than expected. So that's the thing, right? We're not in this dire situation where the Fed has to come to the rescue. We're in a pretty good economy right now, right? Like I said, business policy is better than before. So if you start getting interest rates lowered, and we know small caps really have to borrow money typically because they're funding future growth. If those rates come down, that's going to mean a lot in terms of the profitability for these small companies.
All right, let's talk about making some money. You like Vital Farms. I will give myself a shout out. I mentioned this in my longevity special. I also had a disaster though, Sweet Green too, so they even each other out. But this was bumping along. It's just made a huge breakout. Maybe a little bit overbought here, but you like this name. I liked this name a few years ago. I was early. This, I think, is going to be the real deal. Why do you like it?
Yeah, this is the Louis Vuitton of eggs out there, Charles. I mean, this company right now is crushing it. And if you look at it, balance sheet pristine, no debt, $155 million in cash. They're growing about 25% year over year. They're very reliant on small farms to be able to deliver. They've had a supply issue, but they've gone from 300 to 500 farms. I think this stock is a great takeover candidate, but also a good long-term hold for people looking at a smaller company.
All right, SoundHound was one of these names that had a cult following. You go back almost a year ago, it crushed it. Then it went sideways, then it crushed it again. It's come down a lot, but it's above its key moving averages here. It's felt like for a few weeks now that it wants to take off. Why do you like it? Where do you see it going?
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm all in on AI. And if you look at this, this is the leader in sound voice recognition. In restaurants, they've got Chipotle. In the automobile industry, they've got Hyundai. They're in gadgets. This is a company I believe is going to have a lot further upside. But you mentioned, Charles, it's a volatile stock. And that's why I'm trying to pair it with something like Vital Farms and a small bank I'll talk about here next.
Well, let's talk about this small bank because I've never heard of this one.
Yep.
Nicollet Bank.
Yeah, Nicollet Bank, a lot of people haven't. Mike Daniels is the CEO over there for a long time now. He's been crushing it. If you take a look at the performance, they've done 3x the return of the S&P over the last 2 decades, primarily in Wisconsin. They've got one branch out in Naples, Florida. But this is a company that knows how to reward shareholders and knows how to manage their balance sheet. And again, these small regional banks, if the economy starts to get going, I think are going to be something that you want to be invested in. And what I will also say, with these small caps, Charles, Brian Belsky was talking about it, do not play the index. Our small cap portfolio up almost 40% this year. The index up almost 5%. This is a stock picker's market, but more importantly, for small caps, you have to be picking stocks because those indexes have REITs, all banks in it. You're not going to get plays like we're talking about here.
Good stuff, Rob.